an Unspoiled Network podcast.
This is Unscrupled, covering Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 5, Episodes 17 and 18, Forever and Interventions. In these episodes, I'm not seeing the problem with the Buffy bot. I don't see why this is something that needs to be solved. Welcome to Unscrupled. Well, hey there, bitches.
Hey there, Money. How you doing?
I'm doing alright. You sound tired.
I am tired.
Bitches had a long day. She put down an uprising in Costa Rica.
Just a small
and
one.
She organized the TPS reports.
That was what took it out of me.
Like, being seriously. A spy has a lot of paperwork, guys.
You don't even know. Seriously. Stay in school, kids.
So, don't you go to, like, spy school?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't tell me that?
Well, like, okay, so there is a spy school, but it's when you flunk out of a better school.
Okay.
It's like your backup option.
Alright, so it's like, is there like a University of Phoenix option?
What do you think the University of Phoenix is?
A trash heap that scams money out of people?
That too. Anyway, back to Buffy.
Yeah. So, the second one is, like, I liked this episode, but after having come off such a well-crafted one last week...
Everything else looks like gutter trash?
Well, not gutter trash, it doesn't have the weight it should, because, let's be real, the body kind of has no business being in this show at all.
Right.
It's like, no, you can't stop that.
How dare you make good art...
Right.
That says something and is real and...
In a show about praying mantises and hyena people who eat principles, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. And everything in it was sort of believable, but at the same time I was kind of like, it feels like we're back in TV land, you know?
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, we're firmly back in the Buffyverse where real things are, you know... kind of skewed to make them palatable.
Right.
And so, how did you feel about this first episode where your prediction that someone was going to try to raise Joyce from the grave comes true?
I don't really feel very vindicated about it because it was kind of obvious.
Well, yeah, someone has to do it. I mean, if you're in a world with magic, I mean, obviously someone's gonna try and raise the dead.
Yeah, and, you know... I feel like maybe Angel could have given her some pointers about, like, here's what Wolfram and Hart did.
I feel like Dawn didn't get to see Angel, like, at all.
But
they
Angel...
pretty much just made out in a graveyard.
But Angel would be like, hey, there actually is a way to bring people back on exactly as they were. Although she'd still have a fucking aneurysm, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how shit rolls. Anyway, so yeah, Angel showed up here.
Yeah, because, you know, when you care about someone, even when it's weird, you show up when their mom dies. I thought that was pretty menschy of him.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's some moments where everything really can be put aside for just a minute, and... you just need somebody.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the freebie they get. And they got maybe a good 2 hours of everything being okay between them for just that much time.
It feels off to me. Like, I would not want my ex showing at my mom's funeral. Especially if we had left things the way that they did, in that, like, we could never be together. Not because we don't work, but because... things aren't. I would not want him there, and here's why. Because I've just lost a really important part of my life, and if someone else walked in, it's like, oh, here's another thing I had to lose. That's back.
Yeah.
Not that Angel's intelligent enough to grok that, but these are the calculations I would be making.
Well,
if they had legitimately broke up over irreconcilable differences, then I'd be more about it. But
they still want to be together.
Yes. God knows why.
Eh.
But we're at a funeral, which is like every other TV funeral, although it doesn't rain.
Yeah. Well, because it is Southern California. They got that much right.
Yeah. So, yeah, raining, not happening.
Good.
There's a priest. Did we get a shot of the priest?
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. He sounded black to me, but that's just me. I'd like to know that there is at least one person of color in Sunnydale who's not been eaten by a vampire.
Okay, it can be the priest, sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Because the very first black dude we saw immediately gets fucking eaten by Darla, remember?
Yes.
I've never really gotten over that. Because when my friends were saying, yeah, Buffy is really white, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. But it happened in the 90s enough, in the early thousands enough, that we kind of didn't notice.
Well, yeah. We didn't have Twitter for people of color to yell loud.
We weren't super woke, okay?
And by we mean white people, right?
Yes.
So,
I mean white people.
Want to be very clear that...
I mean me and my fellow nerdy friends who followed this show and were super into it. And I'm sure if, we had a person of color in our friend circle that was obsessed with Buffy, they would have been happy to point out that there were no people of color in the show.
Right.
However, it feels like a show that was made to be consumed by white women, specifically.
Okay. And young gays.
And the young gays, yes.
So, is Joss ever truly grokked how much of his stuff is queer iconography?
I think he does that. He does that on purpose.
Okay.
Absolutely does that on purpose. There's slash bait all over his shit.
All right.
Okay.
So.
And you keep using the word grok. Are you reading Stranger in a Strange Land or something?
No, that's a word I use.
Okay.
Other people have lexicons.
I've just never heard you say it before.
Well, okay.
And all of a sudden, twice in one paragraph.
Little Miss Cromulent, really?
I can use whatever words I want, and everyone expects me to use arcane language.
Yeah, so we have a funeral, and this is... I didn't realize how real it was when, Buffy's kind of being controlling of Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Which she kind of has to be. That's the role that is expected of her now.
She's mom now, yeah.
Giles has no formal authority, and it doesn't seem like he has a real authoritative relationship with Dawn either.
No.
It doesn't feel like they patched that in to the spell.
His responsibility was always to Buffy. Dawn didn't factor in on any level.
Yeah, but then, Xander factored in. Part of the spell was them saying, okay, so she's been around here. What is this history that we have to write?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't appear they wrote one for Giles and her.
Yeah, but, when you think about it, how it would have happened naturally, there's really no reason for Giles to pay any attention to her.
Other than he's fucking Joyce.
He fucked Joyce once.
Twice.
On a car.
Twice.
Twice on a car in rapid succession. That doesn't mean they have a relationship.
Yeah, but I'm feeling for Buffy and how she's, suddenly has to be an adult and doesn't know how to do that. She's not even old enough to drink.
Yeah. It'd be really nice if she could have, a whiskey after a hard day of burying her mom, but she can't even have that.
And
comfort.
now she's got a mortgage to pay. She probably has life insurance paperwork to deal with.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget all those medical bills.
Oh, yeah, medical bills. I know our medical system is really, really fucked up.
Uh-huh.
What do they do if they treat someone and they have massive medical bills and they die?
Go for their family.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That's legal?
Yeah.
System's fucked the fuck up, guys.
Not only that, but, like, the cost of our medicine is hugely inflated, like, by hundreds and hundreds of times.
Yeah,
it's kind of ridiculous
how
much we pay.
People
for
say,
shit.
like, we can't afford health insurance for everyone, and I'm like, yeah, we can. We just have to lower the fucking prices. You don't really think it costs $10,000 for a broken wrist, do you?
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, a lot of that, as parents who are doctors, these prices keep going up. They're not really making any more money. They're just spending more money on people whose literal job it is to argue with insurance companies to get paid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
That's a job you can get.
Arguing with insurance companies?
Right.
That sounds like a minor hell.
Yeah. I mean, once you get good at it, if you know the phone tree.
Okay.
Like, you know to press 3, then 7, then 8, then 4.
And that'll get to the person.
Get to a live person, or if you have a direct extension.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Huh. Interesting. So back to Buffy.
Yeah.
Buffy's got a lot on her plate all of a sudden, and she's doing all the things that she's supposed to be doing. She's being very responsible. Kudos to you, Buffy.
She's not going to school, which, again, I think is I do not... Listeners, if you're young and you're in undergrad, I do not recommend dropping out. But Buffy is the rare exception, where she's just got too much in her life to worry about going to class.
And really, what good is it gonna do?
Yeah, because I keep hammering this point home. Slayers don't have a long lifespan. There's only 2 seasons left, so I fully expect to see a dead Buffy at the end of this. So, do I? I don't know. Joss likes to leave things hanging. I remember the end of Firefly.
I'm just gonna keep my teeth together.
Okay. So, yeah, where was I going with this? Buffy's not in school.
Yeah.
And she's dealing with adult things. Giles is helping. But she doesn't know how to be an adult, and she has to be one.
Mm-hmm. She's adulting overnight. And she's doing okay so far, but now's the easy part. She doesn't realize that picking out Mom's casket is the easy part.
Oh yeah, I forgot the casket scene where I told you, I swear to God, do not fucking bury me in white and gold.
I would never do that. White shows dirt so quickly.
I'm gonna be in the dirt, I don't care. It's just fucking ugly.
I'm gonna get you Liberace's casket.
I don't want,
Fine, plain pine box. And what the fuck makes you think you're going first? If either of us is going first, it's me, goddammit.
Okay. You argue about this this is the same tone she has when we argue about what we're gonna watch, Glow or Drag Race, so.
This is true. But I'm very combative. I'm passionate about things.
Yes.
I'm also passionate about cremation.
Yes,
Remember
cremation
that.
is good.
Yeah.
Can you make jewelry out of me?
Okay.
I want,
I'm sure I know someone who can do that.
They can compress your ashes down into something like a cubic zirconia.
That'd be cool.
Do you know what I want you to do? I want you to make a piece of jewelry and just hand them out at drag shows to the performers.
Aww.
Yes.
Can I wear some of you in, my nipple?
No.
Belly button.
Yes. I want to be in the center. I don't want to make you asymmetrical.
I like asymmetry sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's not your dead corpse, is it?
It's my live corpse, god damn it.
Okay. So, yeah. Dawn is not dealing.
No, she is not dealing.
And there is no way to deal, because Dawn has a lot going on, and I agree she's not that great an actress, but I think she sold it in the last episode.
I think Michelle Trachtenberg, the person who plays Dawn, is quite possibly the worst actress on this show.
Oh wow, and we're in for a... Okay.
That's saying something. I hated her performance in this, and everything she did felt false, and I I always thought I hated Dawn as a character, but on reflection, I really just don't like the way the actress portrays her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, maybe that's the direction she got. It's just like, I get it, she's a kid and stuff. And she does get better, because later on in life, she's in other things. She's in 6 Feet Under. And she was
she was Celeste, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was totally Celeste.
That was weird. That was a weird role. 6 Feet Under had a lot of really odd roles that popped up and then just fucking vanish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a problem.
It's not a problem. That's how people come and go in our lives. It was real. Think about it. Do you ever see people from that job you were fired from?
If I'm going back to school with the girl I almost had a gay fucking with on the front lawn while rolling hard, they go back to the same school, I'm going to run into her again.
Okay.
But she just vanished that night.
Fine.
Into thin air.
Whatever.
So, yeah. Back to Buffy. So she wants to bring Joyce back from the dead.
Yeah, simple thing.
Oh,
right?
I did want to talk about how she doesn't want to stay at the house after the service. And I feel that so hard.
Yeah.
Because you're in your nice clothes and you're just going to go home, and like, even if there is no wake, if there's no gathering after to for everyone to stand around glumly and stare at each other and eat salami, you're still going to be like sitting there with it for a while.
See, I think Joyce made a real mistake not having a wake, but that's because I'm used to the way wakes work in my family.
How do wakes work in your family?
That whole standing around being glum? Nah. We pour us some whiskey, we talk, we share stories, we laugh, we cry, we sing, wakes are fucking raucous parties for us. Like,
see, I'm a WASP. We don't do that shit.
Yeah, we're Irish Catholic, and we mourn as hard as we do anything else, and we do everything pretty hard. So we mourn with our entire selves, and you know what? You feel better afterward.
Okay. That's not how wasps grieve. We just sort of stand there and hope we're not saying the wrong thing.
And repress it.
Yeah. And slowly you just stop talking about this person.
Yeah, that's
and it's like
terrible.
you can't talk about them until you're at another point in the grieving process.
Because you might actually have an emotion in front of a person.
No, I think you have to be well beyond, I think it's about like being beyond denial. Because we're really, like, our denial phases last forever. Oh, yeah. We roll through denial pretty quickly, because when you're Catholic, you have to look at the body. That's part of it. The viewing is a thing. Yeah. So, and I think, it's horrific and traumatizing, but you get past denial really the fuck quick when you're faced with great-grandma's corpse. I sure did. Anyway, the point being, we blast on through that and go right into the let's share our grief together as a people. And, see, we start with a trial normalization of the world exists without this person. And then, after a point, you can start to talk about them. Yeah. It's a different order of processing.
Yeah. I think I'm biased, but I'm going to go with ours is way superior.
Okay. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what's even more superior? People not dying, because dying sucks.
Oh, yeah. Dying absolutely sucks. But it is part of life. And I've had, some of that fucking happen to people that I was close to. And there's only one way to process as far as I'm concerned. And that's get drunk, have a big party, and scream into the night how much you loved them.
Okay.
Anyway, back to Buffy.
So, yeah, but I feel that, like, I don't want to be in a house that smells like my mom right after I've said goodbye to her.
If the choice is waspy wake versus get the fuck out, I'm going to hit get the fuck out every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to go, what's that pie shop you like to take me to in Anaheim?
Oh, yeah, that's the, Gourmet cafe pie shop.
Okay. Yeah, we should get some pie.
Let's go there, like, sometime soon.
Also, eat those strawberries I got you already.
I keep forgetting. I'll try tonight.
Okay. Yeah, so I totally feel that, and of course, this is where they have the conversation with the witches, where you're not supposed to do that, and apparently they took a vow. Who the fuck do you vow to? My limited knowledge of witches is that they're not big on authoritative hierarchies.
Hestia.
Hestia?
Yeah. Or Hecate, or whichever woman goddess they worship. There's like a bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of goddesses you can swear a vow to. And sometimes when you feel like your magic has been blocked or plateaued, you might want to kick it up to the next level and declare allegiance to a goddess power.
Do atheists have a witching option?
Sure.
Because, I feel like it's like Alcoholics Anonymous, for their, like, well, you have to surrender to a higher power, but it doesn't have to be a god. It can be the ocean. And you're like,
yeah,
okay, I guess so. Also, Alcoholics Anonymous is a fucking scam, and I hate it. So.
Yeah, but they're trying to help people. So, yeah, I've known lots of atheist witches who declare their allegiance to the female principle, or not like an actual female principle,
just the
but
concept?
Just the concept of a greater consciousness that's maybe not an outside consciousness. Maybe it's the combined consciousness of all humanity and nature.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, Dawn steals the books.
Of course, Dawn steals books. She's in her young teens. Who amongst us hasn't stolen?
Meanwhile,
I didn't actually.
We run into fucking Ben, the least interesting white man in all of Southern California.
See, you thought Riley was not interesting until you met Ben.
I don't know, like this.
They could have a boring off.
This show is bad at men. I don't feel like men are giving us their best people.
This from the guy who is like, man, men are the worst.
Yes. Like, oh my god, this show is so terrible at men.
Well,
Spike is vaguely interesting. I'm over Giles.
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever under Giles.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be under Giles. Not my type. Xander is,
Xander's
alternately the worst. And
he serves his purpose, but it's like they're also not trying for valiant with him. So he sort of works and sort of doesn't.
Yeah. Angel is terrible.
Angel's terrible. I'm not sold on Wesley yet. Like, he's funny, but I don't see the point of him. Gunn, they've driven to the ground. Riley, Warren, Oz.
Oz was good.
I don't feel like he added much.
Nah. And that was the point.
He's like the reverse love interest. Like, when, the Bechdel test is about, like, do women actually have stories and interests and personalities? Like, there wasn't really much to Oz other than he was super into Willow.
Yeah.
And that's fine for an inversion. That doesn't make him... That's cool to play with that trope. It doesn't make him an interesting character.
Well, that's why they made him a genius and a guitarist and a werewolf.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever. Yeah, I feel it.
But Ben is, like, she shares a body with Ben.
Yeah.
And she can't come and go as she pleases.
Nah.
She can't spy on him.
Nope.
While he's doing his thing.
Yep.
He's not a very good actor.
No.
Glory is just not... I do not feel afraid of Glory. I do not feel... I feel like the show is really treading water with Glory in that there's these long stretches of show that have nothing to do with Glory when supposedly she's this all-encompassing threat that they've never seen before.
So, I feel like, much like Adam, they were trying to figure out Glory as they were going, and they really suck at it.
Yeah, I don't like her childish attitude.
Yeah.
I don't like her living in this gigantic fucking apartment. Is this where Ben lives too?
Yeah.
Or does he have another apartment that he goes to when he's not Glory?
Yeah.
How does he keep a job when he has to be Glory half the time?
Not half the time. They were saying that her time conscious was dwindling, and he was getting more time all of a sudden.
Still, like,
We're
how do you keep a job if you don't?
Yeah. Yeah. And he's a nurse. Or maybe
I think he's an orderly.
No, I'm pretty sure he has, like, some responsibilities and stuff.
Okay.
He said something about studying to be a something. He might be doing his internship as a doctor. But point being, he works in a hospital. That's some fucking 12-hour shifts right there.
Yeah.
Anyone in scrubs, they're working 12s. That's just all there is to it.
Oh, you are so naive, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's within the last 10 years they've shortened it to 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's for realsies doctors. I'm talking nurses.
No, like interns are
okay.
Doctor interns are like sometimes 30, 40 hours.
That's crazy. So yeah, if you ever wake a doctor up in one of those closets they sleep in, you're a terrible person.
And it's a weird thing that, like, it used to be about, well, we don't want all of our patients being handed off to new doctors because that's when a lot of mistakes happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like we've gotten to a point where things are, they've sort of done the handoff well enough that now the only reason they're doing it is because older doctors like, fuck you, I work 60 hours at a time.
Yeah. Now it's just tormenting people, but
yeah,
we don't have to
it's
do
like
that.
because we used to do that, so you have to go through hell too.
It's a trial by fire. Builds character, you damn whippersnapper snowflake bastards.
Mm-hmm.
Get off my lawn!
Old man yells at Cloud.
Yep.
Yeah, so Ben lets it slip that he knows where the key is, and he doesn't want an innocent person to be hurt, and it was a super big leap for the demon to put together that, oh, the key is a person.
I don't think so.
Like,
I don't want an innocent to get hurt. An innocent what, Schnauzer?
well, an innocent person could have the key.
Yeah.
Or could, like, be wearing the key, or have it as an insulin pump. I don't know. It could be anything.
It's my pacemaker. No. No, that is... Yeah, they figure it out, and he tries to kill the little troll, and fails! How do you fail at killing that troll guy when you stab him in the chest?
Like, it's actually really hard to stab someone to death.
Well, if you keep doing it, they die eventually.
Provided you can make sure they don't get medical care.
Well, hit an artery or something, fuck.
I don't think he's a very good doctor. I don't think he could find an artery.
Seriously. Like, he should have known right away that stab wasn't good enough.
Yeah, go for the neck. Like,
yeah.
Seriously. What's wrong with you?
Just slash a couple carotids.
They didn't have the special effects budget.
They really didn't, because that stab was weak.
Yeah. So Dawn hooks up with Spike. And I mean hook up with like, she runs into Spike.
Not sexy way, thank Christ.
Not sexy way. Spike wants to help her out because he's mad at everything.
Yeah, he's majorly pissed off at everything, and he's mad that they won't let him mourn. And okay, so what did you think about the things he said about Joyce?
I want to cover that at the end because I think we have a lot to say about Spike.
Okay.
And
so yeah,
implications of that.
Spike finds Dawn reading the book and gathering some grave dirt because apparently that's part of the spell.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're gonna fuck this all up. I'm coming with you so you don't fuck this all up.
And yeah, so they break into some dude's house. I still don't have an answer of how Spike got in there.
Guy's not human.
Oh.
What you missed while you were looking at your phone is that while he was saying goodbye to Dawn and to let him know how it turns out, his eyes went completely black and his face kind of gets all creepy.
Okay.
And then she went,
so
and then she scurries out.
The vampire curse only applies to humans then.
Right. Humans are special.
Really not. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen a lot of demons, but there are more humans.
Humans aren't special. Humans are different.
Okay.
Different rules apply to humans.
Hey, Money. You want to go and see that Stevie Nicks drag cover band this weekend?
I can't, bitches. That is a very specific event, and it sounds tailor-made to just you and me, but I gotta do some shopping this weekend.
Shopping? You have subscription services for everything. You get your food, your clothes, your underwear, and your dildos in a box every month. What else could you possibly need?
I just finished Harry Potter a couple months ago, so now I need some Harry Potter-themed stuff, and I want to decorate my man cave with some suitably dorky accoutrement, but I don't want to support some fucking child labor or NBC Universal Shineheart. So that means I gotta go on eBay and Etsy for a whole fucking day to find the stuff made by people who actually like this stuff instead of this franchise brand-managed horseshit.
Oh, dude, I've got the thing for you. You need AccioBox.
I'm not gonna say that because that's gonna summon a litter box to my hands, and that is gross.
No. AccioBox.com. Every month you get handmade, hand-curated Potter swag made by fans for fans out of love.
Really? Actually, I don't have a pithy comeback to that. That sounds pretty cool. What do I get?
Oh, you get 3 to 5 quality handmade items for just $39.99 a month.
$39.99 a month? I spend more than that on conditioner.
Yeah, you do, you vain son of a bitch. So, after you're done washing your fucking hair, head on over to AccioBox.com. That's ACCIO box.com. And use the promo code UNSPOILED to get 10% off your order, you cheap bastard.
Well, alright, where can I look at this stuff before I actually throw down my credit card numbers?
Check out their Instagram, @TheAccioBox, and on Facebook.
Alright, I'm sold. Prep the Flu Network, I'm coming down this weekend.
AccioBox.com. Magic delivered.
So they go meet with this discount Ron Rifkin, who tells her this is the shit you need, and you need this 2-headed dragon egg. You're going to bed early tonight, honey.
Oh my god, I am.
Yeah. They go down to find this demon who I genuinely felt bad for.
Yeah, he was just trying to protect his clutch of
like
eggs.
we have not run into this dragon thing doing anything that we need to worry about.
Yeah, he's just out. Chill, hatching his spawn.
Yeah, and not like she destroyed 2 of them. She broke 1 egg and then had to grab another.
Yeah, for her mom omelet. Fuck you, Dawn.
Yeah.
And fuck you, Spike, for helping her.
Yeah, no shit. So.
Poor dragon.
Yes, like, dragon lives matter.
It's true. They do. Fucking hell. So, yeah.
She casts the spell, and that's when the confrontation with Buffy happens.
And that was a conversation they needed to have. Maybe not while the animated corpse of their mother was dragging its carcass toward their home.
Right. And yeah, so that happened. And so this is when we finally get Buffy telling Dawn, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to do any of this. I have no idea what I'm doing. And you need me. Like, I need to be mom for you. And I don't know how.
And I need your help.
Right.
That's pretty much the gist of it. I need your help. Because this is so far the fuck above my pay grade.
Right.
I mean, okay, think about it. If Buffy was becoming a mom for the first time, she'd have a few easy years where Dawn was like an infant and didn't have like real needs other than food and being wiped and stuff.
And also, she'd have been an adult for a bit, hopefully.
Yeah.
Like, going to her doctor's appointments and arranging a birth is probably good practice for being an adult in the world.
Yeah,
and being a parent and like learning to get your shit together.
Yeah.
I don't think Buffy has probably never made her own doctor's appointment.
I don't think Buffy can often go to the doctor except when it's an ER visit.
But you know what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's never done stuff like this.
Yeah, the banality of life.
Right.
She's never had to do that because mom always did it for her, as a good mom does.
Yeah.
But now she has to grow up real fast and she has to, like, do it twice as hard because fucking Dawn. She can't, like, get a shitty apartment in Reseda and date a drummer.
Right.
She has to be all fucking respectable and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then there's, and it turns out it's Dawn who tears up the picture and casts the zombie away. We never see the zombie.
We hear her, though.
Yeah, and it made me wonder, did the zombie just fucking fall over dead? Now they gotta bury their fucking mom again?
Nah, she just disappeared.
Okay, so the coffin is empty?
I think they put her back in the magic puts her back in the coffin. It was fresh enough. I'm gonna go with that because I don't want to think.
You don't want to think about them having to, deal with the body again.
Yeah, but like Buffy went to the door and opened it, and Mom wasn't there.
Yeah,
and Mom was there, fucking knocking a second ago.
Yeah, and I didn't know. Maybe she just fell over off screen.
Buffy did this amazing thing where she's like, "Dawn, no, Dawn, this is not right." She hears her mother's voice, "Mommy," and all of a sudden she is in. But Dawn's not in anymore, so she rips up the picture and makes it go away, because that was gonna be some bad fucking news. You know what you don't fuck around with? Death.
Okay.
Make that a postcard. Sending it to everyone.
I feel like, I know you're a witch and all, but I feel like if spells were a thing, like, bringing people back would be the first thing people come up with.
Okay, so the thing about spells is they never work exactly the way you want them to. And when what you want is to bring someone back from the dead, you're gonna get some shit that you don't want to. Not only that, there's a price.
Is that your brand of witchcraft, or is that Joss Whedon's brand of witchcraft?
No, that's just how magic works. Like, in any universe that you have magic with, none of it is ever free. Except for Star Wars, because it's bullshit. But, actually, no, you do have to pay for your magic in Star Wars with
you disappear.
And a life of like self-denial. But unless you're a Sith Lord, then you pay for it by being an asshole. The point is, in any universe you read about, magic's not free. And it's never reliable. Not 100%. Not for something as tricky as bringing someone back from the motherfucking dead.
I feel like it would be refined. But whatever. I don't want to argue with a witch about stuff that I don't believe in. So. Yeah. And then, next episode, Spike hires Warren to build a Buffy robot.
He hired Warren a couple episodes ago, and it's finally done.
Yeah.
And he's so excited.
I'm kind of excited too, because this is such a step forward. Because she's clearly capable of taking out vampires.
Yes. Buffy
needs some breathing room.
Yeah.
And why the fuck not?
It is a reasonable solution for a lot of problems.
And, I don't normally react this way. Like, Buffy, I know you're grossed out. But so the fuck what?
At least he's not mooning over you, you know?
It's just I don't know. Maybe as a woman I'd have a different perspective, but if someone built a sex doll of me and that meant they left me the fuck alone, I'd be like, go for it, dude. Especially if that sex doll would help me do my chores.
Yes.
Good God.
So at the time when this first came out, I watched it and it's like, wow, that's creepy as fuck. And I thought what it would be like to see an image of me, fucking someone I would never want to fuck. And it's like, yeah, that gives me some feels. But as I've grown, I think you're absolutely right. Spike's not hurting anyone. Yeah. It's a sex doll. Whatever. If this keeps him from, being all creepy with the actual Buffy, fucking A!
Yeah.
That's awesome!
Yeah, I don't see the problem here. And then,
it's not a person.
There's a little, and Sarah Michelle Gellar's acting is really stellar here.
Yeah, she does a great job being Buffy Bot.
Yeah, and I liked the little on-screen Terminator vision with the gay 1999 to present.
Yes.
That was really funny.
Yes, it's just a well-done episode in general.
So
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Glory Buffy is going to Joshua Tree to take mushrooms and listen to U2 because that's something every show set in Los Angeles has to do on some episode at some point.
Vision quests all happen in Joshua Tree. Okay, you guys, while we were watching it together, he said, oh my god, is Buffy going to go to Joshua Tree and have a vision quest? And it's like, well, I feel like it's going to happen in the next 6 seconds, so yes, I'm going to spoil you. She's totally going to Joshua Tree. And there she was. And then Tex had to ask, so is there just one? No, there's many Joshua trees.
I did not know that a Joshua Tree was an actual thing because I grew up in Texas. All I knew was the U2 album, and I hate U2.
Well, who doesn't? Lots of people I know, but
Apple.
They're wrong. Oh, fuck Apple. Oh my god, I can talk for an hour about
what
that debacle.
Fuck? How big does your ego have to be that you're saying, like, I am going to forcibly put my album in everybody's car?
Anyway, so Joshua Tree is a kind of tree, much like elm and oak and
From what you told me about it,
cactus.
it's more like birch than anything else.
It's just a type of tree, and it only grows in one place pretty much, and they look like alien trees. Seriously, they
But
look
you said they're
fucked
clones.
up. Oh, I was just making stuff up at that point.
Oh, okay.
They're not actually clones.
Okay,
I mean,
so
they
then
might be,
forget
but I
my
don't
birch
know.
analogy. So
But yeah, they're just like really weird trees that look all fucked up and weird, and they make for a great backdrop for when you're having a vision quest.
okay, so or taking lots of drugs.
Yeah, which leads to a vision quest.
So Buffy's vision quest involves her talking to the first Slayer again.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted there to be like a bunch of Slayers like sitting down and having a conversation with her,
That would be really fun.
including Kendra.
Including the one before her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the ones that Spike killed.
Yeah. Just like a whole bunch of them. And then she has her little talk with her circle, and then she looks up and there's just fucking hundreds of women there.
Mhm.
And some of them are little girls, and some of them are like made it to middle age, but they're fucking scarred as shit.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so the lesson is like, death is your gift. And I'm like, well, that's dark.
Yeah.
It's against the tone of this show, but it's not wrong.
No.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to take from this other than like, I feel like Buffy needs to either retire or find alternate accommodations for Dawn because she's not in a position to be a person and a Slayer.
Did you hear how they are trying to get a hold of her father and they can't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
He's really embracing the stereotype.
Well, we've only seen him once.
Yeah.
So part of me wonders if they just couldn't get that actor back.
Part of me... Okay, so first of all, they don't care. Second of all, a father would ruin the tension they're building.
That's true.
He would just come and take Dawn away, and then there's no plot.
I mean, but not a fucking phone call?
Yeah. He's always been a shitty dad.
I mean, maybe I'm spoiled in not having had shitty parents or knowing that many people who had shitty parents, but like even shitty parents would like return your fucking voicemails.
So I have met fathers that bad.
Okay.
A friend who shall remain nameless had her mom die suddenly, and she overheard her dad on the phone a couple weeks later making plans to just pretty much drop them off at an her and her siblings, drop them off at an orphanage and hightail it to Canada.
Okay.
And they were grown kids. They were like teenagers and a 9-year-old. And that was his elaborate answer to, oh my god, I'm a single dad now. Bail the fuck out.
Okay. Men are terrible.
Yeah. That's not what
Sure.
ended up happening because reasons. But holy shit, there's people that pull that crap.
Yeah. So, yeah. Death is your gift. I don't really know what to do with that.
Anyway, back in Sunnydale, Spike
You need like a dozen of these robots, guys. You've got the problem solved. You don't even need Slayers anymore.
The Buffy bot got pretty thrashed in fight number 2.
So, like, have a rotation. Have 3 shifts, another 3 for spares, and you swap them out each day and do maintenance. And
robot armies always go wrong.
how much wronger could it go than a bunch of fucking vampires?
Well, what if the vampires and the robots team up or something? I don't know.
Here's why I don't think it would go wrong.
Why?
These, both with What's-Her-Face and with Robot Buffy, the robots are specifically programmed to enjoy X. And they only get agitated and violent when they don't get X. So program for them to enjoy a safe and happy Sunnydale.
And anytime something threatens that safety, they go berserk.
Against the thing causing that danger, yes. A vampire-free Sunnydale is their core programming mechanism.
Okay, yeah, but what happens when it gets pretty okay in Sunnydale and they have to find new threats to vanquish? Suddenly they're that
It can't be any worse than a fucking god about to end the world because she wants a key that I don't know what it fits in.
Anyway, so...
Calculated risk here, people.
Okay, so I'm on board with Team Robot, but that's not what seems to be happening.
So, yeah, Glory figures out that it must be someone close to the Slayer.
Someone new, she thinks.
Someone new, and the newest person she can, like... It feels like Dawn would be off her radar at this point, because she doesn't seem to know that, like...
They can bend reality.
That it's retroactive sister, so...
Yeah.
So, they catch a Buffy robot fucking Spike, and they take him, they knock out Xander. There's more misinterpretations of things, Marx Brothers style, or Three's Company style. I liked... You look like me. We're pretty.
Yeah.
That was really cute.
Yes. I liked when they were telling Willow and Tara about what happened, and Tara's like, well, she's in a stress place, and they're like, she's boinking Spike, and Willow's like, yeah, that could be and Tara's like, nah, she's fucking off her nut. What are you talking about? Yeah. Boinking Spike? Willow!
So Spike gets tortured.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm sorry, guys. The makeup really bothered me. I couldn't stop staring at that fucking hole in his chest, and it had, like, a mountain of flesh over it.
Oh, yeah.
Where you could clearly, like, guys, don't shoot it from straight on so you can't tell that it's 3-dimensional.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought his hair looked really good while he was being tortured. Like, something about him...
The bedhead? The Calvin bedhead?
Whatever was going on, something about that torture scene was really doing it for me.
Okay, so I must have been looking at my phone when this happened. How did they find out where Glory lives?
Something about... Oh god, I wasn't paying very much attention to that point either because it was boring, but something about she keeps popping up around here, or they followed the smell, or I don't even know.
Yeah, that's where she killed the snake, I guess?
Something. So, yeah, they figured out where Glory was and managed to nip in the nick of time, just as Spike is trying to escape and about to fail escaping. That's when the Scooby Gang shows up. And, man, poor Spike was so thrashed.
He was.
Like, sincerely thrashed.
Yeah, so, the robot takes a hit because apparently her weak point is at the small of her back?
She just got knocked around a little bit and slammed her into a wall, and it shorted her out.
Right, and then we get Buffy pretending to be the robot in Spike's mausoleum.
How'd you feel about that?
I don't know how to feel about it because, like, I don't really, like, as much as Buffy's going through, I'm trying real hard to see her perspective, and I'm like, Buffy, let him have his fucking robot.
Okay, she did that so she could find out if he told her
that's
about
right.
Dawn.
Yeah.
There was a purpose. She wasn't just fucking with him.
Yeah, that's fair.
And she didn't want him to lie to her, so she became something he wouldn't lie to.
Yeah. So here's where we learn something about Spike.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen a whole lot of Spike-Joyce interactions.
We've seen a couple. Like, they were watching Passions together that time, and sometimes he would, like, show up in the kitchen and she'd talk to him.
But from what we know and what we've seen about vampires, they don't really have attachments and seem to revel in their people they're close to getting killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this gets back into the whole concept of what are vampires and Spike has evolved to a place where he doesn't want to hurt Buffy's feelings.
Right.
Vampires can experience love and or infatuation towards humans.
Yes.
It really makes me question the whole soul thing. And because Spike clearly has free will, and it seems like Angel doesn't. Because Spike is learning from his experiences and deciding what kind of person he wants to be, even if he does require the blood of the living to survive. Whereas Angel does not have a choice and can only do what is good for humans.
Angel does have a choice, and they've shown that several times, because sometimes he goes dark and just, like, does not give a fuck about the humans around him.
Oh, yeah, but that's in service to a greater good, though.
When he was in that hotel just chilling, there was no greater good. He was just hiding out.
Fair.
And then he let all those people kill those other people and stuff like that.
It makes me wonder in, like, what are the demons inside? Like, you say a demon is there and is surfaced, or, like, is it your basis instincts? But Spike is clearly at a place where he is not behaving as we think vampires behave.
So there's something that always strikes me around this point.
Uh-huh.
So Spike can't hunt. What's he eating and where is he getting it from? Because butcher's blood is way the fuck cheaper than human blood.
Well, I'm assuming... What, you mean, like, pig blood? Not
pig blood.
Butcher's blood?
Not, like, from a butcher, but,
it was like
purchased animal blood.
I didn't know butchers were that common.
Were that prevalent.
I didn't know
There's one down in Albertsons right now, guys.
Um,
Just bleeding away. No. He could probably buy blood from a butcher way the fuck cheaper than he could get blood from a blood bank.
That works as long as, like, there's not a whole bunch of vampires.
Right. Who are, off the sauce? Who aren't just killing people?
Yeah,
randomly?
it's like, this is not a scalable solution. But...
Okay, but the point is, he's not drinking human blood.
Okay. But he is drinking human blood. We just saw him drink human blood when Drew showed up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's like...
And he confessed to drinking from dead humans every once in a while.
Okay. So he's having a nip here and there. But for the most part, he's probably drinking cow and pig blood.
So are you trying to tell me that it's drinking human blood that turns them evil?
No. I'm trying to say that diet matters.
Okay. I don't, like, this leads me to believe that vampires are in a lot more control than we think they are.
I think they're in a lot more control than they think they are.
Okay.
They don't... Because human blood is so fucking tasty, they probably don't experiment with the effect other bloods have on their psyche.
It just opens up the door for a lot of questioning of what's going on. Like, we've seen... I sort of got over that having a soul means you're good, and not having one means you're evil, even though it's not 100% good, because that's how it works with Angel. But
because souls aren't 100% good. They're just the
fine.
Ability to choose.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But this flies in the face of that. In that, like, are good and evil even useful concepts in this world? I would argue they're not. I wouldn't really argue that they're that meaningful here either. It helps us to define something as evil and stop it, but as it's not a metaphorical, it's not a ethereal force controlling things. It's, a subjective thing, a subjective qualifier that we apply to things. So Yeah, and this, like, the fact that Spike is on the good side now.
I think he's in the... So, rather than qualifying things as good as evil, qualify them as Scooby and not Scooby. He's kind of in the Scooby side because of his own purposes.
In the it heavily suggests to me that in the absence of Buffy, he would not return to the Spike we met in season 2.
He might not immediately. There could be he's a compass. He needs to point at something.
Okay.
For a long time, he pointed at Drew and, making sure that they had a home, being a provider. And without that purpose, he just kind of drifted a bit. Now he has a purpose again. His purpose is to fuck Buffy.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just lost.
Whatever.
Give me some coherence, show.
But did you feel like what he said about Joyce was real?
Not really.
Okay.
Not in a, like, the characters... I feel the character feels it. I don't feel the writers earned it.
Okay. They did slide in a few things, but yeah, they should have made it way more
I don't
prevalent.
buy that he's there because he feels bad for Joyce being dead. I buy that he's there because Buffy's vulnerable and he might get it. He might get a cuddle.
Okay. I really wanted there to be some kind of aside from Joyce sometime in the show. It's like, oh, Spike, are you coming to book club? I think that would have been hilarious. It's like,
Yeah.
What? I like a Jane Austen just as much as any other bloke.
He really doesn't. He ate Jane Austen, so...
Maybe that's why he likes
He doesn't like women being choosy about their sexual partners. Let's be real here.
That's true.
Which is all of Jane Austen.
No, Jane Austen isn't about women being choosy about their sexual partners. It's about them hoping against hope that circumstance puts them in a place where they get someone who's mildly inoffensive.
I think it's about the bourgeoisie wanting to pretend really hard that poor people don't exist, but...
They do that really well.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Not a single goddamn word.
Oh, we have servants for that.
They don't
aren't
even mention
people.
the servants. Things just happen.
No, there is one line in Pride and Prejudice. Mr. Collins was certainly capable of keeping a cook.
It's like the person's not even in the room. It's just...
Doesn't have a name. Just
an ethereal, like, talking about someone and then their cook. And it's like... Sorry. This was
Okay.
This really bothered me about Jane Austen, guys. Like, I'm reading this and I'm like... They're having dinner. Who the fuck is serving them? Like, I get that sensibilities were different back then and they didn't see poor people as full human beings. But to just pretend they weren't there was some serious dystopian shit.
Yeah.
That this was like sci-fi shit that I could not get past, and I would not shut up about it in English class.
I'm sure your teachers fucking hated you.
Oh, they did.
All right. So, back to Buffy.
I think we're done.
I think we're there.
Did we have anything else important that we wanted to discuss?
Those dragon eggs look tasty.
They were purple, dude.
I like purple food.
Okay. We're gonna have Kool-Aid for dinner, I guess.
No.
Alright, so, new patrons. It's been... let's see. Oh, I think I highlighted too much, because we last did this on the 4th. So, new patrons. Madison Piletsky, Sam S., Maria, Matthew Robinson, Veronica Tabor, Delon, Lydia, Kelly Murray, Michael Schumann, I'm not sure, Anna Turner, and Brett Cockerill. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
I don't know if any of you are at the $20 tier, but I've really been enjoying the new high-end tier. We get them because we're patrons.
Yeah.
But unsobered, where Natasha and Roshan just get drunk and go off.
Yes.
I mean, it's spectacular, guys. And yeah. So, what else are we covering? We haven't talked about this in the Unspoiled Network for a while. We're on season 5 of Unspoiled Lost with Jamie and Krista, which is really, really fun. And Krista is super smart and kind of scary that way.
Yeah.
Like, she knows things that people shouldn't know without having to Google. So...
Sometimes people are super smart, and that's okay.
I know, but it's just such a wide swath of things that she seems to be an expert on that I'm starting to wonder if she's a watcher. We've got Harry Potter is back, of course. I think pretty soon Unspoiled Westworld is going to return.
Ooh.
They're wrapping up the Dark Tower, and
Thank God.
I gotta admit, like, I felt really bad for bailing on the Dark Tower in book 3, but Natasha keeps messaging me. I was like, you were so right. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
No. It's bad. It's so fucking bad. I can't say anything because it's all spoilers, but it's bad, guys. If you like a train wreck, that's the book series for you.
Yeah. And, so that's some of the stuff we're covering. I think Legion is back. So, that she's covering with Maggie. And in a couple months, she's going to return for Black Mirror. So.
Ooh. And are we talking about the show we found out about today?
The show we found out about today. Which one?
Well, there's a doctor.
Oh! Is that a thing yet? Okay, sure. She's also covering Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I don't care enough about Doctor Who that it just didn't register for me.
I care passionately about Doctor Who.
I know. You know what? I take it back. I'm really glad the show exists so that this is not what we're covering after Buffy.
I would not make you be the unspoiled one again.
The only Doctor Who I've ever seen is the Spider movie.
I don't know that I've seen that one.
Okay. I vaguely remember a Black Doctor, but I could be wrong there.
I've seen only since 2005. So.
I was like 7, so.
Yeah. That's the old Doctor Who. I don't know very much about it.
Okay. So, yeah, guys, join us. Hey, you know what else you could do for us?
Yeah?
Write us a review.
That'd be great, guys. Just remember, my name is Bitches, and don't write that out. Put a B with an asterisk or something.
I promised myself I wouldn't make fun of your pronunciation of asterisk anymore, but it's hard.
I say things the way I say them, and everyone's got that one word they can't fucking pronounce. For my girlfriend, it's liqueur. She keeps saying liqueur.
Liqueur.
Yeah. And, she puts an extra syllable in there that, doesn't exist. And I keep watching other people when she says it and be like, are they going to be the one to correct her? And you could see they want to, but they don't. And it's like, she gets away with it one more time, because I've corrected her, and she tells me I'm crazy. It's like, no, that's not how you say that fucking word.
I'm totally challenging her. Do you want some liqueur? When she gets home.
It'll be fun. But anyway.
Yeah. So that's our show, guys, and we have to turn off the AC because it's very loud, and that means it's getting really hot. So we love you. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
That was an Unspoiled Network podcast.